Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
It's Labor Day. Awesome. After all the grind, stress, and queries at the office, it's time to ease your brain, laugh out loud, and feel like the CEO. Laugh with Kido. Also will make sense on Labor Day, Friday, May 1st, 2026. Venue, prestigious Pintumani Hotel, 7 p.m. Ticket prices: 500 millions. Answer: 1,000 millions. I mean, table for 4, 10,000 millions. A deal, table for 8, 20,000 millions. You don't buy yourself plenty. Now come and laugh. No excuse. Media partner Liberty Online TV and cooked by Eminence Africa.
I say it don't make sense. I don't make sense.
For the news, we get around. Log into Liberty TV online. Positively, we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Stuff them everywhere, everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hey, yeah, hey. Voices come. Credibility, now we are building the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, let's get the power. The count on me, the count on we anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Human them, girl begin, let's get the power. Make it call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. Go down the slums to get the views. Hi, yeah. Voices down. Hi, yeah. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, let's get the power. The count on me, the count on we anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. The human them, God begin, let's get the power. You call on me, count to me anyhow. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the second edition of the Breakfast Show for this week, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV. We stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring this edition of the Breakfast Show come to you this Tuesday morning. My name is Khadija Bangura.
And me na Mabel. Good morning. Today na Tuesday, is 3rd day of March 2026. Inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, we can deal with different updates them where they of public interest. One of the issues that we deal with in the Breakfast Show this morning, we can talk about the effects where the issues them where they happen at the crisis in the Middle East, how we go for affect countries them in Africa, especially like country like Salone. As we all know, say Iran now one of the 10 leading countries them where they produce crude oil. People concerned at this time where they get crisis. So for say fuel, for example, get for can skyrockets, the price them get for can go up because of that crisis thing. Where they can look at how that they affect countries in Africa, and also we got for gonna updates from Yenga. It don't say small, we not talk to the people them waiting at Yenga. The member of parliament will cover that part. They get concerns them regarding security where don't they happen of late. They can give updates on waiting and concerns them regarding the Yenga saga. We all know say Salone and Guinea still get the outstanding issue but the piece of land within a Yenga. Waiting at the latest developments on that, you go know inside this edition of the Breakfast Show.
And also, we can talk to the opposition leader in parliament. We just come out na the ECOWAS parliament during the session. The opposition leader, when Honorable Abdul Kabo, be make strong statement about the political situation na Salone. Waiting this statement where he make na the ECOWAS parliament go change, where he camper the political situation, as we all know, a standoff there right now between the opposition APC and that of the government when at the Sierra Leone People's Party concerning the agreement for national unity, where the APC say the government not agree for adhere to some of the things them where them be signed up to during this particular negotiation where they be all have been to money. Well, the opposition say then don't back out of governance, where means say all the elective official them then now they go again for work now the different offices them like parliaments, the local councils and other one them. Well, they can't get updates from waiting come out na the ECOWAS parliament, waiting this complaint where Honorable Abdul Kabo make na the ECOWAS parliament could change. We get on the line now the opposition leader where na Honorable Abdul Kabo. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, listeners and viewers.
All right, I don't tell with viewers them say you just come out na the ECOWAS Parliament. A video of you been go viral. Usai you be they make a case for Sierra Leone political situation na the ECOWAS Parliament. Firstly, let we start for you waiting at the impression from your colleague MPs them from various countries na the region where they na the ECOWAS Parliament. Where them be hearing about some of the things the way you talk about waiting currently they happen na salon where it can between una the politician the especially una in a government, when are the opposition and the ruling party?
Well, firstly, waiting we've been there on the ECOWAS Parliament, now that now the work plan, 9 minute debate. Before the beginning of the session, we did approve the work plan at the extraordinary session of ECOWAS Parliament. The work plan contained them of activities the way the parliament they get. And then put fact-finding mission for Salon in October. So, they give them a reason why make them for change them from October to March because of the prevailing circumstances them within the country. So that debate on see now been the work plan and also been they encourage the parliament and the speaker say no, October will be too far for le unakam send a fact finding mission as alone. So Lord, we change the work plan and make sure say we bring and come before because we get prevailing circumstances them as alone we not good or we don't deteriorate the political situation as alone. So I raised two concerns. First, I talk about the Guinean military we come Salon and make sure say they capture we soldier man then go with them, go put them at ground, make picking any video them, it's also embarrassing. So I make them very clear say that my affront to the sovereignty of Sierra Leone. Guinea and Salon the ECOWAS Parliament. Guinea and Salon they na the Mano River Union. So then forget a diplomatic means of communication. Instead of them go use force or instead of they use weapons, say no law we use weapon for go inside it. So now one of the cases that where I've been telling them say, well, because of that current situation, the fact finding mission need for camp in February before they left for October. And secondly, say we go on a parliament, now as a result of the agreement for national unity, now we go na parliament. Not to any other thing we go na parliament. Now the agreement for national unity now it make we go na parliament. Waiting have been that agreement there. That agreement they been get resolution 3. Resolution 3 say them for examine, past elections and make sure say them come up with recommendation. We go prevent all waiting on they happen, all waiting happen at 2023 elections because the elections will be widely condemned. The election where all the embassies then come together, then do a release where they say the election not transparent, they say the election gets statistical inconsistency. This is not the first time national election. All embassies then they come together and make one statement for criticize election. Ever happened it. This is not the election where the EU elections observer mission then come, then criticize, then say the election not transparent, then say the election no free and fair. This na election where Qatar Center self-criticize. We not get international observer where credit say this election okay. Unlike previous elections, the whole mean they get. So because of that, the government say, oh yes, because of them, a lot condemnations. They are not saying APC no more condemned the elections. So the elections was widely condemned, by different people. They say, well, because of them condemnations, they are where we don't face. Even to the US government, we find out say, then give visa restrictions to people that we've been there before, for conduct this election. Then give them visa restrictions as a way of punishment, and even the MCC, where they give alone, then conditionalize them on the full implementation of the agreement for national unity and the tripartite. Then they say if them for make sure say them fully implement the MCC, Salon for be committed to the agreement on national unity and the tripartite. So with all of the hopes, then they will say, well, Lord, we go, waiting to happen, Lord, we dust with fruits, Lord, we make sure, say, we ensure, say, similar thing not ever happen in the history of this country. And one of the things that we they be identified, say, now the cause of waiting happen, now the choice, the method in which the commissioners are appointed. You know, if now president they appoint, they get enormous influence over them, they get enormous control over them. You know, so they say no, president not appoint again. Lord, we get such a nomination committee. That such a nomination committee go come up with a notice, and where then go send where people that we qualify will send in the letters them, and then go vet them. We then vet them, the one that we then vet at the end of the day, then go take the best three and present them to government, and president go choose among them. And they say one of the method in which you they even rekindle public trust on the elections process. Now they don't care go the document at parliament for approval. We don't do first reading. Now then they delay the second and the third reading, you know, and then they delay and deliberately because they get an ulterior motive for boycott the amendments they and revert back to waiting will be deeper, waiting cause this problem. Now,
Honorable, why waiting at the evidence for let the listener then believe this morning say now the SLPP MP them they delay the second reading for Leona amend the constitution and adopt some of the electoral reforms them we come out from the tripartite recommendation they win at the for use for the next elections. Waiting at the evidence for showing that the SLPP then they delay the constitutional amendment process.
Me na the leader of the opposition at parliament. Yeah. And basically the business committee na get right for determine waiting for the other paper. And the chairman of the business committee na the leader of government business. Yeah. We don't do the first reading. Yeah, they left the second and the third reading. I can assure you, say all the other documents the whole don't they deal with, including amendments, then you know they take this long. If they do first reading quick, we don't do second and third reading. Yeah. And if you get a document we did on the table of parliament, you know, we only did at the break now for approval. So why do you have to circumvent them? Because waiting people they don't know the constitution, even with the amender, is not retroactive. So if they don't appoint Edmond Alpha, even when we amend the clause, it not they affect Edmond Alpha again. If they wait stay in term down, the next possible them for appoint in 5 years, now it go affect. Yeah. So they say, well, a lot of people, even the clerk of parliament, go now on the former clerk of parliament, we're not the current secretary general of SLPP, go now on stations and say APC and SLPP, not to them for going to agreement, way for affect the other political parties and the general populace. They say in they against that arrangement they not to APC and SLPP for go determine waiting for happen now this whole country. So now that make it not take the tripartite serious personally. One thing where I want let the clerk know, the former clerk and the current secretary general, let it go read the agreement back. APC and SLPP not ever going to agreement. APC and SLPP not ever going to agreement. The agreement was between APC and the government of Salon. And for every estimation, the government of Salon get rights for going into agreements on and behalf of the people of Sierra Leone, we contain even APC and all other political parties. We don't ratify so many agreements in our parliament when are between the government of Salon and other countries then. So not to APC and SLP go into the agreement. Yeah. And to me, to Una, president gets over 8 million people in a salon for appoint. Why you go appoint that we not ever deny say section 32.3 not exist. It exists now the constitution because now one of the causes then are the problems them to where it lead we to the discredited elections result we'll get in 2023. Now that make them say let we amend up. Let we ensure say waiting happen 2023 not happen again. Now we get over 8 million Sierra Leoneans them, yeah. President, when they conduct this election, all observer discreditor, all band they say this election is this election not transparent, this election gets statistical inconsistency, this election was rigged. At a time, Kupotloko, are they the Northwest? Me, I've been the counting officers, they they just don't carry with Cambia results. We know if in count one box if Nine Kone announced 318 stations from Cambia, when are 60% of the total number of stations we did it. We asked the returning officer na the polling station, say, na the tally center, say, we don't ever count this. He said no. We asked and say, who side Kone poll results we announced? He said, I don't know side poll results. You see, so if Edmond Alpha was party to Dandy, you president, you agree, say, problem been the opposition not been calm. Now, because we can't into agreement, say, no, Lord, we can talk this thing on a table so that opposition can no go appoint the same person. If you appoint the same person, that means that the same result you look forward to.
Honorable Abdul Kabo, you they accuse the SLPP MP then say now then they cause the delay for let una not able for amend the 1991 constitution and adopt the new electoral reforms then because then gets them planned for use the previous laws them for appoint a new chief electoral commissioner. What you go say to somebody we go say una self they cause the delay because currently una no dey na parliament. A lot they happen na parliament where una no dey dey.
No, we no go na parliament because even the amendment now will be useless for 2028 elections. It will be useless. Let me amend the constitution as soon as possible. Then una go ahead for implement within the new constitution will say with regards to the appointment of the chief electoral commissioner. But you know go circumvent the constitution, the proposal. Then you say no, I dey revert to the old problem. Waiting give you the old problem, law will go there back. So that I will get somebody where I go able control. I will get somebody where go read the results where I want. I will get somebody where go make sure say we able to do it we do. Then before that we come back, we can amend the constitution. That it not make sense. We problem now that Salon will face enormous disgrace. No sign all the way you go to where you talk about Salon, where they talk about the agreement for national unity and the tripartite recommendations. So we they say for clean the reputation of this country and for make people get confidence in the electoral system of this country, let we do that amendment. Let we assume say president say okay, well I know they do the amendment. Well, I they go ahead for pick for appoint somebody, and they revert back. Cannot they be committed to this agreement? And they revert back to the whole agreement. You need for pick somebody where don't mix party bad elections where they conduct, by the elections where international partners then condemn, by the elections where the EU observation mission then condemn, Qatar Center then condemn. You need for go pick somebody they back. Out of 8 million people, that means you say not ready for now we get a change. You say not ready for now we look. Yes.
Based on parliamentary best standards and processes and practices na the parliament, when una can do first reading on any bill we're gonna parliament, how long it take for get to the next when at the second reading?
We can do first reading today. Yeah. Then the next sitting we do second reading. We don't do it so many times. So until then, we did do first reading, second reading, third reading, now one sitting. Inside the same sitting, we did do first reading, second reading, third reading, now one sitting.
Waiting to inform then decisions and the way una can take as to when una they do first, second, and third reading before una can agree for the documents.
Now the business committee headed by the leader of government business.
But opposition gets representation at that committee day.
Definitely.
Waiting don't be the feedback as to why the committee no agree as to when they be the second reading for the amendments them way they before una.
I will tell you for free, even for letting someone meetings of the committee, because I'm the chairperson in the someone meeting of the committee. Even for letting someone meetings of the committee, no problem. So to me, at the assurance say the delay of the amendment of the constitution is deliberate. It's deliberate. Now, because maybe then they feel say they not go get the 2 thoughts where they need, now make them the delay until they don't do it in them for do they be convinced say yes, so they get the 2 thoughts before they go ahead of with them. But to me, the delay is deliberate. And then the recommendations then they are very critical. Very, very critical. Very critical. And I don't say these times without number. The opposition no go sit down again now we face the repeat waiting happen 2023. It is not possible. Oh.
So the
Anyway,
question now is, Honorable, as you say, una no go sit down for see a repetition of 2023. The question now is, wetin really una go do beyond writing letters to the international community when have been part of the mediation process, going to the ECOWAS Parliament to say just come also for present a case say the need for send an early fact-finding mission to Sierra Leone?
Yes, like I say, APC is a political party, very structured and composed political party. The National Advisory Committee, now the second, potent organ of the party, because the first one at the National Delegate Conference, second at the National Advisory Committee. Thank God, me as the leader, are they now all two the topmost committees then at the parliament, not the party, yeah. NAC go call me back, we go determine. And if you watch the press release, what we do, when NAC do, they say this is not the first step. This is not the first step we will take as a political party. There is second step, there is third step, there is fourth step. But we no go sit down, SFPP do it and do again 2023.
This with
We no go sit down and do it.
opposition don't withdraw from government. Now, one way a lot of concerns don't come from the public. On Friday, whenever they approve the Chief Electoral Commissioner, the Deputy Leader of Government Business, Honorable Bashiru Sidiki, be make reference to you appearing na ECOWAS court, na ECOWAS, whilst una the opposition say, una not they take part by anything we get for do with governments. There are conflicting information. Say the opposition itself, for they say una don't withdraw, una not united. Division there, some people they will still take part in governance. For example, I get 2 members of parliament where even though I don't withdraw, then still go ahead and participate in the name of the APC. How serious is the decision where una the opposition they make regarding all waiting they happen so?
This is a fine question. Yeah. Firstly, me go on a ECOWAS Parliament. We say we withdraw from working with government of Salon. We not say we withdraw for working with international partners. We not say we withdraw for working with regional parliaments. We not say we withdraw for working with other parliament. Because waiting mean they happen. If we withdraw, we can't sit down no more. Either they tell we story in them parliaments then they. Either they talk either they create the actual picture of waiting they happen at Salon. Now them parliament then they. If you withdraw no more, you left then they. The impression where then they go give in their own delegation is different from waiting at the real facts where they obtain. So then they blur the eyes of the ECOWAS Parliament, then they blur the eyes of the international community, then they blur the eyes of other parliaments for let them not get the real picture of waiting they happen as Salonia. Yeah. So now that make me seize the opportunity for inform the ECOWAS Parliament. If I not been there, nobody know for talk about that. The ECOWAS Parliament not for don't know. And if we know then at them parliaments, then nobody know they talk about the reality of waiting they happen as alone. They go give a fake picture, a false picture, where go make them treat the issue as alone with levity and with carelessness. So we don't say we know they keep silence. We they ensure say we inform the world as to waiting they happen. Relating to the 2 members of parliament, you know go gratify the appearance as a disunity in the party. These are members of parliament where they on suspension for Christ's sake. Then they on suspension. And if una na liberty suspend any of una staff, any side we go for go represent, not una they represent. Because the staff they on suspension. So basically we are not representing the All People's Congress Party because then they on suspension. You know they use suspended members for gratify what una they do. They are on suspension. And up till now they are on suspension. So I want to assure una say all the members of parliament where they in very good standing with the party, they are very conformity. They are very make sure then they all don't make sure say then do everything humanly possible for make sure say they stick to the party in directives. Now that make one of them see in a parliament. None of them no go to parliament. Then one then they will go the even party meetings. They know they attend because then they're on suspension. You see. So they suspended members for validate thing we not correct way they do. And also you talk about with people them. This now one of the decisions that we don't take when we don't get a laudable commendation from we people Western we. Nobody can be closer to our people than us. We are representing them. Let's tell you, for some of we, like me, we cannot they pass and they come lungi. As they say Thursday after sitting, I don't come lungi. As they say Monday, I don't go back at all. Because I am so connected. Members of parliament are so connected with their people. They get feedback from their people. So this is now one of the decisions that the world don't take. We people are very happy with we. And they say if we continue for allow SLPP for the get their way, it means that they not go get hope. It means that their votes they not go count. We people have been disgone to let them votes they not count. Then disgone to let them go waste their time in a polling station. At the end of the day, the real results will not reflect within the vote for. And they don't want we strictly say if we mistake again, it will be a problem. So now in adherence to what we people want, they make we move away from governance.
Honorable, you don't come out make a case now the ECOWAS Parliament say the decision where them be want for put the fact-finding mission for Sierra Leone in October, let them reverse her inside this match. You present a case of urgency. You think, say, the political situation between UNA and the SLPP, it all reached to that point where you need for call as a matter of urgency for international player then for can be tuna back? Not to Tiwo na able for resolve na the table?
One thing I will assure you, SLPP is not a reliable partner. They deal with SLPP alone. And you be rest assured, say waiting on to talk, then they implement them. No. They are not reliable. They have demonstrated it on several occasions. So anytime when you deal with government, make sure say you get a third party where they did it. Even amidst the third party, they are still not reliable.
But now we don't get a third party when the international partner them, when I been co-chair to the tripartite committee. In fact, then they make the name come about tripartite. Then we don't they be tuna. But always tuna agree for, now then at the same thing them back when they can't tell the public now then don't back out of the agreement. So if when they go call again ECOWAS for come back as a matter of urgency, whose difference it go really make between now?
Now for letting third parties then no say, APC was committed to reforms. For let them know say, APC was committed for let things that will happen 2023 not ever happen again. Now for let them know say, APC is committed for ensure, because most of them then they feel say no more, this not be mistake, this not been this not been that. But the mere fact that we went into an agreement and their agreement and they come up with reforms them, then come up with things that we will for amend. And then say SLPP deliberately, this government deliberately they shy away from their amendment. Then they are sure say they would have been convinced by now. Say all waiting then do 2023 was deliberate. And they will repeat the same thing back in the next elections. And the opposition no go sit down. We no go sit down, we see. Because 2023 elections, we are not just rigged on the day of voting. Then begin rigging from decisions the way they take. Possible decisions the way they take. Where the opposition, they see 6 months, not talk, they say logo. Now so they reach, they embolden themselves for doing it and do so. Now from the first step where they take, we're not correct. Now the opposition, they begin react. And this, like I said, this is not just the first stage of reaction, not just the first stage. We get stage B, we get stage C, we get stage D. This is just the first stage.
So after you coming back from the ECOWAS Parliament, you say you don't go present a case of urgency, waiting next for now, especially you and you members of Parliament them, where you not lead in a Parliament, because Parliament not sit down, they wait for now, then they move on with the daily activities of Parliament, then they sit, then they look into critical bills, then they approve presidential appointees them without una.
Yes, basically, even when I'm in the ECOWAS Parliament, the day I make the case, we, the members of Parliament from the opposition, we may get online meeting. And during the Zoom meeting, I make sure say I inform them as to how far I don't go and waiting at the way forward. And I go one for assure you say all members of parliament are in sync with what we do, and then we are in unity. One thing we they say, I read a book, and the book say the East always get there too late. It sounds contradictory. How could the East get there too late? The book went on for say it is better to know where you are going than to be thinking as to how fast you can get there. Yeah. So it better let we strategically position ourselves. Let them people they not feel say they can do anything where they want to do no more. Because now they in governance, they can do anything. They don't say even opposition is part of governance. So we need for make I'm very correct to them say no. This now we own country. Now wallow. Nobody know the way in citizenship pass the other person in citizenship. We all now we get this country. So una who can no more and do waiting no more una do now the country as if the country belongs to una now your personal property. You see. So basically, I don't update all the members of parliament, and we are all in sync. As I talk to you, we are all in sync. And I also get for update the party, as to most of the contributions they want to make and the personal engagement they want to do as well.
So one big question we don't come after all of this. Now, how long una get for day out of governance?
As long as some of we concerns them be resolved.
But una don't get any sign like they go for resolve very soon?
Well, basically, we don't get a call. We don't get a call from one or two people, including the Peace Commission. We don't get a call, They are chief minister. They say in the call meeting, they call the opposition members them to the leadership of the opposition to a meeting. I don't tell me entire leadership. Anybody occasion at that meeting, they take disciplinary action against them. We cannot sit with the chief minister. We cannot discuss with him because he is immature. He is uncivilized. We know the do. We didn't sit with him.
Honorable, please. Honorable.
Yes.
Then what? Honorable Abdukagbo, please. We not go tolerate you for use such statement. Now we platform because we not go want a situation outside the chief minister they come back to we and say you use your platform for using words then this. So kindly, Mr. Leader.
If you come to Una invite me. Let me sit on the.
Yes, until that moment, Honorable.
The chief minister no go ever tell Una about words because he is the master of words. Now, in they use all kind of words, referring to the leadership of the opposition as a disgrace. As a disgrace.
It not refer to now we platform. So until the moment so they get the opportunity for bring una all to, you say whatever a day for defending self. But for now, because we not get Tanaya, we kindly they ask for they refrain from using any statement we might bring an issue we go come back for retraction. Please, Honorable.
It's okay, noted.
You say they call for me to a leadership, but you don't insist now say on a leadership, anybody will sit down with the chief minister, you they take disciplinary action against them. Why you sound like una not even open for negotiations anymore, but una don't right say una want for me to the government.
No, we very open for dialogue. In fact, this leadership of parliament has been one way exposed to dialogue since day one. But with the dialogue with other forward looking, with the dialogue with other compose, with the dialogue with other sincere. You don't go Facebook, you refer to the entire leadership as absolute disgrace. Then you call that same absolute disgrace, they forgo sit down with you and talk. Who dare you? That's an affront. That's total disrespect. So one of my positions now that no leadership, not they ever sit down with them. No leadership, not the talk. Next time, government will appoint people away responsible into responsible position. Where they know say if problem happen, now we get for provide solution to this problem. So we know they go now Facebook and rant carelessly.
Is this
We don't go Facebook and hands carelessly.
Honorable, this is a party decision and a just from you as the leader for the opposition of parliament, because this person in question now also the chief negotiator on behalf of the government with all the reforms that will go on, especially from the tripartite. Is this a decision from you on this number and a position from the party?
One thing we I want to una know now that the party, as the leader, that I make I always grateful to the party. The party give me free hand for operate as leader of the opposition. The party not the remote control me. The party don't always they support me in decisions the way they take in critical moments. The party don't they support me. So my decision na a decision where a reflection of the decision of the party. A reflection of the decision of the party.
Honorable, at this point of standoff between UNA as opposition party and that of the government, for put the interest of the people of Sierra Leone first and that of the country, what do you think say UNA for prioritize? Because you sound very emotional now, especially when you dey talk about the chief minister, whether extend the olive branch to UNA, for let UNA sit down and talk. And he's the chief negotiator. He's the chief minister of the government.
Well, except we una the teller now say na ina the chief minister, because if him be no say na the chief minister, and not they use derogatory statement against the leadership of the opposition at parliament for exercising their own rights. Boycott is parliamentary. There is hardly a parliament in this world where they're not a boycott. Boycott is parliamentary. So you cannot use absolute disgrace for people where they do it in parliamentary. Except now una the teller now. Because me na the leader. If two people in a party, they get confused, or if two members of parliament, they get confusion or they get misunderstanding, because me not the leader, I know they use no word, wait tomorrow and me get for settle them. I they ensure say I exercise restraint, I they ensure say I monitor the situation, I they ensure say I look and critically, because tomorrow I'm table they get for end. So if me, Khadija, me una get issue, I don't refer to una as absolute disgrace. I they call una again, say I want to talk to una they take me serious. Una they take me serious. So because of your position and because of your role where they play, you know, all dwells down to maturity. All dwells down to maturity. Mature people must be appointed to a responsible position like Dandy. Yes.
We don't suicide the international partner and don't begin me to tonight. Yesterday, the chief minister post pictures after we forum he meets with the international partner them with the tripartite secretariat. Also, they update them say they don't fulfill their commitment about 100%, and it's still a call on una for come na the table and sit down talk. The international partners don't begin meet with the government side, and una self don't meet with the European Union. Pictures where come na the EU, the official social media handles show say una leaders them don't meet with them, even the US embassy. Waiting na the current situation in terms of the deliberation where they go on now the international level points. Then go see una go anytime soon and take up on our offices them back. The international community go able for mediate and settle all of their issues there. Being that they don't approve Edmond Alpha, where una say una no want.
Like I say, we're very open to dialogue. We're not a party we believe in dialogue. If we not been believe in dialogue, we not forever go into the agreements of national unity. If we not been believe in dialogue, we not forever resort to the tripartite recommendations. We're a party we very accommodating. We believe in dialogue. But in as much as we believe in dialogue, we believe in dialogue with sincere. We believe in dialogue way productive. We believe in dialogue way at the end of the day go be result oriented. We not believe in dialogue now. We una need something una come after una don't get the thing, then una revert back or una do back waiting be initially caused the standoff. You see, so these are our points and these are our views.
All right. Many thanks, Honorable Abdul Kagbo. We join with this morning for can give we an update, but wait till you pull now the ECOWAS Parliament and the current standoff where they between UNA and the government. So we're going to continue for follow up and bring updates to we audience as to how the deliberations and they go on now between UNA and the government and that of the international community. Now a pleasure for get you this morning our breakfast show.
At any time.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, well, that's not the opposition leader in Parliament, Honorable Abdul Kagbo, where be the give updates, but the ECOWAS Parliament, where just come out, also it go make a case for Sierra Leone, especially on the political tension where it say now they na the country, we make a call on the ECOWAS for send a fact-finding mission we suppose for they na the country inside this match for can see the different things them where they happen at the country in terms of the political landscape.
All right. Well, the breakfast show they continue, and from that issue that we get to do with the ECOWAS Parliament and waiting the opposition leader bingo talk day. Let we now go and look at the issue we get to do with the Yenga saga as we get the member of Parliament we cover that party when a Honorable Fala Kenewa Tengbe, is on the phone now for let we get an update regarding waiting they happen na Yenga. Good morning, Honorable, and welcome to the breakfast show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I don't say small we not talk to you. The last time we've been talk to you regarding the issue we get for do with Yenga. Now the time we internally displaced people and we get concerns them because they be don't left outside and they stay and be defend rescue. Waiting at the latest developments regarding that before we come to waiting they happen currently.
Okay, yes. The last time the tell away the younger occupation been just take place and the people were displaced.
Hello. All right, we did try back forget Honorable Fala on the phone for let we get updates on waiting they happen. We will lost you shortly. Yes, Honorable.
Okay, then I'll go join the link.
It's okay. Just go ahead.
It's okay. Okay. So from then, lot of progress been done there. The only challenge we don't get, the displaced people still in their need of support. But in terms of security, governments we don't take, a very good action where necessarily represent the people doing that happy about. We get soldiers, OSDs, we then SSF, then good like Monday, then they on the ground. Say until of recent, we get another intelligence. We necessarily go 2 days into Sukuma for go confirm as to whether then concern and they will get from the ground were correct or not. Indeed, the man there been try for make another move, but then say like we then say the patrol the south side occupy Yenga. So the civilian then see there and they come tell the soldier man they say we don't see them, but not knowing who say we also soldier man and they on the ground. And nothing will be happen. The place remain peaceful. Mrs. Go enter, I come out, and everything was okay. I think if you ask me from the last time we've been talking about the younger occupation, the internally displaced people to date, that's the recent. The place calm for now and peaceful. And I'm so happy again after the information where the people and gather, the civilians so they give me. I call government attention for additional strength, and that also happened. I confirm say I on the ground, where government respond to that 2 days ago. In fact, before me to go safe, government already don't send people in there, and when me say they, I did the way more commit me.
Honorable, let me go back to Usa. You start for respond. The last time we been talk to you on this issue was in September, where school be ready for open. And according to you just now, you're happy with government response so far, but the people are still there in their need of support. Waiting specifically don't happen towards support to the people, and because September to now it's over 5 months for let we the year say the people and still they in their need of support. But you as a member of parliament, they say you glad with government response so far. Waiting to happen for address the situation.
Okay, thank you. I hope say you follow the trend. The point where they try for score has got to do with security. On the side of the feeding side, I tell you say the people are in their need of support. Yes, government may don't go there. September we will get some food for them, and after which chief minister will go, they can go some food. After which we also get the internal affairs minister. Instead go we give them food. I think the laps we been done they just go be counted somewhere around November, December to where we are. We itself have been done officially meet the vice president. I talked to her. And I've been done talk to the chief minister and then tell me say they try to put something for say how they can go give them additional support.
So that's now over 5 months ago. Waiting don't happen towards that.
No, that's not 5 months.
September to now, Honorable.
Not to September. I tell you say I tell you say now November ending. The last supply we get was November ending. November towards December, me myself as the honorable member, me or myself been carry small support for them for December Christmas holiday. So in essence, if we come to the beginning, they come December, January, and February. So now 3 months. And that's for Adepa work on modalities, they go beyond the big people like I don't mention earlier, for see how they go come in for giving another additional food support.
So how then they survive currently while she wait for get more support for them?
Well, we all get to understand that is why as a nation, we all therefore pray for we not get issues with we neighbors. And one of the recommendations, if you follow me, now how we for make sure say them border related issues there, I will try for fix them once and for all. For now, then they told me the honorable member and other good people we hail from that end. They talk to NGOs, to philanthropists, where they give them small support. So that support can that let them go hold until it done. Then other one come, they not get access into getting any other thing other than maybe the under then gets the small business that we go to do them trade internally also. Caritas been don't go trade. We talk to Caritas. Caritas also go give them some money. We at least standing them for the ton and small. So I think then just that way they for now then they survive. Which is also the reason why they say they are in dire need of support. Because they not get access to their farmland, the academy gets and try. And it is almost becoming, extremely difficult now for them because for you left your place for 2-3 months it's difficult.
So, Honorable, after the incident will be happen at Falaba between the Sierra Leone soldier them, we been give a case for the foreign minister with a delegation been go Guinea, go get negotiations with them. Younger, now one back we get question mark. Currently, how you go describe the negotiations where they go on between Guinea and that of Sierra Leone, especially for this area will be affected under your leadership?
Yes, to me, I want to say the Guineans, they always not on the proof say Sierra Leone and Guinea are sister countries. They're very callous in their approach, and that is so unfortunate. Imagine most Sierra Leoneans and they are then Papa then are Guinea, the Mama then come out. They can't born them Papa then are. Then self na then get some of the Mama they under we then Papa then are then come out. So we have lots of intermarriages between us. We have several things in common. If, let's say, for whatever reason, yes, there is a misunderstanding on any border issue, I think sitting on the table and trying to resolve in it diplomatically should be the answer. But the way then they do the thing, like in the case of Falaba, as you may ask, you go meet Sierra Leone soldiers na a particular spot or point where you're not happy. Then the next thing where you do, you just go can with over 300 manpower, where they just can surround 16 people or so. That is unprofessional. You cannot behave that way. One, we are not in a war-like situation. The two countries are very peaceful. Business, they flow in and out. So if somebody can't take you from a back, then it treats you that way, then they appalling.
So
if I make this,
honorable,
let me land. Let just complete this my point. That's why I immediately tell people, see, those people who the whole, we then try for behave maturely, professionally, then say not retaliate against them. Definitely they should be celebrated. If it were not so, like today, we all for on the talk now that thing. Because there was going to be heavy confrontation. So you can go ahead.
You say Guinea not treat Sierra Leone like a sister nation, but we see the two governments and they present a case as if the bilateral relationship very cordial. I say so because the foreign minister just come out Guinea with a delegation outside then go get talk, so they release the Sierra Leonean soldier them where be then at the custody. We see outside the Guinean president don't come pay a working visit to the Sierra Leonean president, His Excellency Dr. Julius Maada Bio. Dr. Julius Maada Bio don't do likewise during the inauguration, in as much as he is currently the chairman of the ECOWAS, but then they present a picture as if they get a very strong bilateral relationship. So why you they make that statement? They say they're not they treat Sierra Leone like a sister nation.
Fine, I agree with you. So I am deliberate in using that word because of the outcome of events. One, Nayenga, and two, na Falaba. So imagine we, because of the love we get for them, and they feel say we are the same people, they give them all kind of comfort, all kind of encouragement. Like you mentioned, the president Kanu, right, because he's our brother. We look at and say we are the same people. We own people they go come on the press release we own government take now that them for left there's soldier man there unconditionally. It didn't happen. Pass we get for go, we go negotiate to the we own foreign minister go and get some good discussion with them and then see reason for left. So the point where they try for make, they're not for the allow we for the go to the level and they because the relationship we don't exist between we like a very, very good relationship. But for less something happen, pass we get for go first, we go get engagement, we tell us what I don't do so wrong, it's not good for coexistence between we and una because we share borders, we get intermarriages. To me, as my personal opinion, that is not good. And the need for improve on that. Whilst they try for always maintain relationship with the leaders, they try for improve the Guineans. And this is a message for the one that we get strong roots in Guinea, let them tell them from and then say need for improve on the relationship.
The issue na Yenga, where Salondon they handle diplomatically over the years. Now one way plenty people on the suggest say, not on they make any tangible thing don't come up from them because year in year out, them go reach where concern go come regarding security threats na that particular part na the country. As a member of parliament where they cover that party, this diplomacy where Salondon they use for handle this crisis, it don't yield anything so far.
It don't yield something because it's also been diplomatic talks where don't they cushion the area. Maybe they for annex onto Kwendu the initial move so they man them get. But because diplomacy don't come in and we CSF don't proactively respond by deploying troops, not like we CSF don't get gallant military men and women. But you see, You know, for get into a situation, who say somebody when are your brother and your sister, after who na don't go rasu, then a table na they can't sit on back. So to me, if you can ask me, yes, it don't yield because from where the last incident be happen at Yenga, where that gunshot be fired, and we say we don't troop them, go contain them. You look me, I look you. Then government begin to engage. Then government will begin to engage at the ECOWAS level. From that end, they know they can way, we know they go their way. So that's one way for depict the facts. Say yes, the problem not solved, but then there is an improvement. And secondly, we been see the president be also escalator at ECOWAS level. ECOWAS been done on a fact-finding mission, and then be can then get the information. So we dey wait for see now, voting go born out of ECOWAS. If you watch na social media and several other actors, including myself, the member of parliament, we don't suggest to government say, if we don't see bilateral relationship not work, they will follow the diplomatic processes. One way now for escalator at ECOWAS or Saudi. If they don't work, we carry EU. If you don't work, they will carry and go na ICJ, International Court of Justice. Yanda, where they pass ruling, if they say na Salunga yanda, no matter how they take it, then go commodity. If they say na then get time, so be it. But I think we have to do something as a nation, which already the program don't kickstart.
So you assure the public now say that your security updates where you been give say on the 25th of February on a been see some people from Guinea heavy armed will be enter na the Salon part na Sokoma. You assure the public say everything done under control back?
Yes, because based on the photos, the picture, I make Mrs. Go I enter on the ground. I go as I take a snapshot under the flag. And I try for update again. Remember, the reason why I not ever take anything for granted, now so they notify we na Yenga, who be they look at them say they are brothers, blah blah. Then come, they can't do the same thing. We they do so na Yenga. So now I make get that intelligence for Sokoma. I try for inform government streets, not knowing government was already alerted and they were on the ground. And all the thing happened, I go get first-hand information from three people. Number one, the people away that the civilians away they live in the village. The information. Number two, the information we then share with me. Number three, the information we now from the man that says they on the ground, the security people. So the information only should say the place come and this now patrol them and they in the patrol, yes, then we get the arms there, but then serving the patrol at the south side, then don't occupy for now. But the intelligence we don't come on now, have been that that's so come them in the head for, but that was not really the case. No. So as we speak, if we soldier and they watch them, then they say they watch we now they place the a tight loop.
All right, many thanks. You join with this morning, Honorable Tembe, for giving updates about waiting. Currently, the Apuna Yenga, when a part of the constituency. Now be a pleasure for talk to you this morning. Well, that's not the Honorable Fala Tembe, where they represent people them na Yenga and some other parts them na that area day. We they continue the breakfast show. We tell una say today they look at different issues them where don't they happen when of public interest, and now they can look at the war between Iran and that of the United States where they happen now, where they affect other places them na the Middle East. As we all know, the Gulf region are one of the places them where they produce crude oil and other things them, and especially if shipments begin for stall, now that parts they how we go affect developing nations them like Sierra Leone. That's what they can discuss now this segment of the breakfast show. Well, for help we do the analysis there in the studio, I want to welcome somebody with an international development business and also a business development consultant where we can analyze for with the current situation about waiting the happen now in the Middle East, and if this escalates, waiting how it go affect developing countries like Sierra Leone and other one them na the sub-region. One for welcome Mulku Suleiman Bangura. We just joined with the studio. Good morning, Mulku.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, Mabel.
All right. Not all news again. Everybody aware about the current situation between the war between Iran and that of the United States, and also where don't affect other countries then na the Middle East. Firstly, from a business perspective, what do you make up of these developing issues na the Middle East?
It's bad for business. I mean, it's going to send us backwards. That particular region, in a very important region in the business world, and all over the world as a it's strategic, and it's connecting everywhere, and then get a port, right now the Persian Gulf area, and call the Straits of Hormuz. We account for over 20% of the world oil with the past day. And not only oil, then it's a shipping route, for a lot of stuff with the pass through and that. So it's bad for business. And effectively, as the world will expand, that affect places like Dubai. And Dubai is a major transshipment route as well. Especially we Sierra Leone, we depend heavily on people who will buy China, pass through Dubai and Kaya.
Now that you don't establish the importance of this particular region when at the Middle East wouldn't be affected, like the spillover of the war between the United States and that of the Iran. If this tension between the US and Iran turn to full war, how that go affect global oil price, and what in that mean for fuel price for countries them way normally they can be consider as developing countries like Sierra Leone?
Yeah. Well, the fear now that it's this is a war. This is a full war. Because 4 days into the war now, and then don't just expand. Just think yesterday that then don't attack Cyprus. And Europe is being affected like directly now into the war. So this is a full war, and I'm afraid making not turn to World War III. The good thing is the big players are still sit on the watch. China not involved yet fully, as far as Russia not involved yet, and Europe safe. The UK they play politics, then they play the fine line because they not trust Donald Trump and Israel. So then they play the fine line. They're not involved fully yet, even though. I think the ambassador or somebody, one high-ranking official, diplomat in Cyprus, they call on Europe, say a strike on Cyprus is a strike on Europe. So Europe for involved, they call on NATO, and NATO is like, we are not ready at this point in time. We just sit on the sideline. So hopefully that continues. Coming back to the effect. Now, as at last year, 2025, from your understanding is that PRA say. Currently, we fuel, storage capacity. We can only able to keep about 230,000 metric tons of fuel at a time. When I think like 2 weeks supply, stretch and say to 3 weeks supply. After that, we need for replenish, and this is just for storage capacity. And obviously, this war sent shock waves, into the global market, and I think there was a 5% increment in fuel, and definitely fuel prices can go up, no doubt about it. And the reason why is because the supply chain don't cut. Most of the tankers they're waiting at that Strait of Hormuz. Luckily, the AN government they're not closed them yet. It's still open, but the ship then they afraid for pass because I think 2 or 3 ships were actually collateral damage. Bomb hit them, and so they're afraid for pass. What's in any mean? Then ship then they wait under sonar for some of them the kaya for can supply oil. Now they never come, so which means we depend on the storage, and if we still begin going into storage to a certain extent. PRA therefore go into a frenzy. So they put fuel. We'll wait for fuel. So we put fuel. And then we'll begin look for alternative resources. And once they begin search for alternative resources, it's going to shoot up. That's one aspect. The second aspect now that all the ship then they, right? Any ship once you don't load, you don't want the high seas, you pay insurance cost. You get insurance companies them. If you package or whatever you can cost $100 million, for example. They pay shipping cost of maybe $1 million for them, insurance cost. Insurance, okay, well, I'm going to look after you. If something happens, I will pay the insurance cost. Now, because of this war, insurance company, they can shoot them price up. and then they control and then they in charge. Like basically, you will get your business, you not get control over, and because if it's a war, it's a very, very risky situation for these insurance companies. And once they increase the insurance prices, now you the consumer, now they can't pay that cost there. So we for expect like price increments. That it goes without saying. In the next couple of weeks, we for expect them.
Do the world see this coming, or it just take Iran unexpected?
That's a good question. Yes, this has been coming for quite a while. So coming back to the beginning, how all of this started. This started because we get this one person. We feel threatened by the Iranian government. We don't call Bibi Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu, from the onset, don't always accuse Iran, say Iran they develop nuclear weapon, the regime, an evil regime. They even recognize them as a government. The regime actively they support the Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis in Yemen. So they don't accuse the late man, the Ayatollah Khamenei, that actually they support the unrest in Iran. And Iran, if Iran continue like this, Israel no will get peace. Israel is not secured. Okay. He even accused and said that they develop weapons-grade nuclear weapons. Iran say, okay, well, no problem. America say, okay, we know it in. They don't say we don't push America for fat Iran. But over time, it never happened. Obama signed a 10-year deal with Iran. For say, okay, well, you know it in. Netanyahu, they say when they develop nuclear weapons. Let's sign this deal. We go send people in there. The IATA for the monitor. Then go the monitor all the way to what they do. And we will see and determine if really they develop nuclear warheads. That delay, they monitor all the centrifuges, all the nuclear plants, and they not any proof for say that they develop warheads. Donald Trump came to power in 2016, 2017. He tore that deal apart, right? He said, no, we need to work with this deal. Check the deal. They don't get any deal for put to the table. He reinstated the sanctions on Iran. So after he reinstated the sanctions on Iran self-economically plunged into some serious difficulties. And nobody monitor. Over time, Bibi come back, well, then still they continue for developing warheads, and when I wake up, this regime will change more. And this got worse in October 7 of 2023, when Hamas attacked Israel. After that, it just, Netanyahu be get it, for this guy. See, because it gets all proof for sure, say, Khamenei be they support Hamas. Now they support Hamas financially and militarily for go attack inside Israel for kill over 1,500 civilians. So because of that, I want regime change in Iran by all means. And it don't tout this thing, say, nuclear weapon. The 12 days war of last year, June, Trump go bomb 3 major nuclear plants inside Iran. Isfahan, Fordo, and Natanz, right? And he go to the war, na the media, he say, oh, we don't obliterate Iran the nuclear plants and we don't clean Iran of nuclear. He said all of that. Just few months down the road, he come back. Say, oh, okay, we they go negotiate with Iran for them to stop developing nuclear. So this thing, it don't come, Mabel, to your question. It don't come for quite a while, and we not see too much actions. However, Oman can say, okay, let's negotiate. Let's go on the table. Let's negotiate this. Now, in the middle of the negotiations, then Israel decide for Israel first and then start the aggression, go bomb, inside the meeting place of Khamenei, be then killed, unfortunately.
Local, Salon, they import almost everything.
Yeah.
If this conflict in the Middle East continue, how this go affect we import cost and that of the cost of living? Supply
chains is going to be heavily disrupted. That's number one. Because when you import those things, you have to talk to suppliers get to talk to, other suppliers, you have to talk to shipping agencies, it's a long list of, process we get for going. So effectively now, from today, as I'm speaking, we get for affect, supply chain heavily, which means that we get for beginners experience scarcity of goods and services. Now, people then go begin they hoard certain things that we then get for see if you're available. Businessmen are very crafty people. They always look for opportunities for make money. And so once they know say you need this thing and they know say right now in all day they will keep them. And then once the price shoot up, then begin pull on small, they increase the price and they control the market.
So currently the government gets any buffer plans for how for handle economic shock, because if their economy there we normally can help countries them like Sierra Leone, they had their own conflict, and most nation now go concentrate on how for fuel down this conflict to the happen at the Middle East. We on government now. Any buffer plans?
That's a great question, Khadija. And I wish I'd be inside the government for know all them plans. But however, based on what we know and based on what I understand from the past, we know don't develop cushions and for withstanding shocks there over time. We see when the Ukraine Russia war started, we see even risks go up. We see people begin suffer for certain goods in this country for receive them. We see delay in supply chain. We see everything begin shoot up, fuel price go up and everything. And when they interview government officials, they were like, "Oh well, this is a reaction to the shock, based on the war now Ukraine and Russia." And to a large extent, from where I'm sitting down and which I don't see, we haven't really prepared enough for withstand these shocks. We haven't built enough guardrails and enough systems for really withstand this shock. And this is why this is so. For instance, period and target for fuel storage is about 500,000 metric tons of fuel. We will last you like at least for 3 weeks a month cushion. We're still at 230 metric tons. So we had a long way to go. Secondly, inflation don't be stable for quite some time now. If you find out that the dollar don't be stable for three to 4 months, it's just the same. And they have been doing something right, we then don't able to try as best as possible for, manage the internal flow of the dollar. Now, what think can happen now is because insurance they can't go up for the ships them, and because the fuel, definitely the oil price they can't go up, there's going to be an increased demand for the US dollar. And if there's going to be an increased demand for the US dollar, it means say the dollar definitely they can't go up.
So it will affect the Leon stability
Yes.
and inflation?
Exactly. It will affect the Leon stability dramatically if we expect that. Because by next week, hopefully, I talk and let's say, but by next week, if we expect some increment, because once this begin, that demand they begin go up for the US dollar for go buy, these things, and obviously it can go up. And what government not do actually really do is regulate the flow of US dollars. We don't see other nations. What they do? Then you do switching and call speculators. You see them about the way they change dollar and they are speculators. Economically, that's what they call them, right? We're not able to regulate that flow. And now they're not alone. Who's I visited the pull US dollar then? Not from the banks. Because central banks are they manage foreign currencies. How then they get huge amounts of dollars? If you go to a bank ask for $10,000, it's difficult for they get them. But if you go to a street, they go tell you wait for me to come. They say wait for me to come. Outside they go pull out only God knows. But clearly all the money they go through the central banks. How did they get the dollar is still something they for investigate. Reduce, put heavy regulations on the flow of US dollars and the flow of speculators. Because you see they're all over the street and get US dollar. Centralize them. Because if you try for centralize them, you try for really make sure you go to the institution, where the banks get the dollar for support the demand, definitely they get control of them. But if you don't get control of them, you left and so like in a free economic state, definitely na me they tell you what's now, na me they give the price. And we can make that dollar man, and also dollar they are normal $1. You can ask me for $1, they increase the price. Na me they increase the price. I mean the dictator.
Apart from
So
fixing that aspect of this whole thing, now the people they prepare their mind say because of the situation at the Middle East, it definitely go for affect country like Salone.
Yeah.
Don't they prepare their mind say we might hear you say prices they go up on different commodities and because of that.
Yeah.
But as government, waiting then suppose for the do on their own path for ensure say even though that shock they get for come, but as a nation then put strategies in place on how for pushing them a bit for the masses. Waiting them for the do by now.
well, it's late now because there's nothing you can do now because we're not able to increase with storage tanks. First of all, we for try for that. So PIA have done. I know it's not all doom and gloom. They don't try for really encourage storage, the private sector for investing to storage farms, right? I'm still hooked on this field because I get ripple effect. As it go up, so all things they go up else. So the need for open them up even wider to the private sector For me, if you get that money there, Khadija, if you say get that money there, or somebody get that money there for go build a storage tank farm, let it go build them, and then it go meet NPC against the tank farm. This can add 230,000 metric tons of fuel. If we open it wider, because kind of I feel like it's still, that's one thing. The next thing we got, I think governments will do for help for cushioning shocks there. Now, for encourage more, investments into renewable energy. With dependency on fuel is too great. It's unimaginable. We're dependent on fuel, and not only fuel. It's also gas, because LNG is also a huge aspect of it. It's the cooking gas we use now, right? It comes, directly from all these shipments. With dependency on gas and on oil is unbelievable. So what in governments for really do is one, first of all, encourage more investment into renewable energy. I see that they make some really inroads into them. If you look at what they do, the Sogrea project, where then they, I think it's funded by the EU and the government of Denmark, then they encourage private sector investment into building rural electrification through renewable energy. But that did only benefits about 22,000 people. It's small, it still gets a long way for go. What in government really for do is continue to open up this field and encourage investment into renewable energy. The more we get mini grids all across, right? The more we get more mini grids. It means say with dependency on fuel for power the country, they reduce, it is lower, right? That's what we're seeing in Europe right now. When you go to Europe, you go to China, they are really going like clean energy. Everything is renewable energy. That's like the way to go for them. So that's another approach. They can open that space, encourage more investment into mini grids, encourage more investment. I mean, that's what the C for all is all about, no? So then for really open them up, that this Sogra is a start, but it's just like a drop in the ocean.
So, Uncle, if things continue as they are now, what thing go happen to remittances if big economies then, like the one that we don't give foreign aid, divert the resources towards spending?
Yeah, that's a good question, Khadija. Just last Thursday, the UK ambassador, Josephine Gold, I hope I'm pronouncing it funny. Yes, yeah. She said on air that number one, the UK they reduced their international development funding. They don't put I think 0.5% of their annual GDP or something to development. Now they not reduce it to 0.3 because they want to consolidate their resources. And we see how much, because you talk about remittances, we see how much all these other countries are strict on their immigration policies. We see now, for, of course, America, not to ISIS chasing people everywhere. People know. We don't see stories on man is scared, on man afraid for their life. People can't go to work anymore. So man they work now, they go and turn, they go and look over their shoulders, see if ICE can actually now they knock on the door and ask for documentations. So effectively, those people cannot actually go to work, make money, and send for them people in Sierra Leone. It's going to affect remittances. And economy, like we as a nation, we depend heavily on remittances. I think 2022 or 2023 report by the World Bank, 2024 report by the World Bank, say remittances amounted to about $80-something million, from money that we receive. And if you look at the country now, all man gets small foreign exchange bill now. All man gets small, they take rare, they send money, they able for give that cash. That's small businesses what people need to do. And now what's in that don't mean now is that business line they don't reduce, because number one, we don't get too many people who don't go into the same business, and number two, too small money the kind side. First time you find out say before ICE now, the reason why you get them small now because the major players then decide saying anything, they will open these licenses, because licenses was very difficult before you get license for operates the MoneyGram, Western Union. Now be just these two giants, right? And now they open them up now, say they'll get more license. They'll make it simple for the other small businessmen to operate, as a third party. So now they try for do and that way. So now you don't get too many people who invest into that business there. but now the source don't be reduced. They don't shrink the source because of these immigration policies of these countries in not only America but also UK and other side in Europe. So clearly, we are going to be affected by the remittances because we're dependent heavily on them. A lot of people indeed they survive in this country entirely on your uncle or your auntie or your boyfriend or your girlfriend with America with the same money for.
If we be affected by the remittances there, you think say the Sierra Leone private sector ready if any economic slowdown come about from this conflict now in the Middle East?
No, we are not prepared. The private sector is really not prepared for handle this kind of shock. I mean, we still the private sector is struggling with a lot of things already. I can always say access to finance is one of the biggest issues in the private sector. The private sector constantly need finance, and most of then small business owners or even big business owners, they're dependent on grants where they come up from these big corporations, you know, World Bank, IMF, and all these big alphabet institutions. They depend on those grants. Now, if this war they happen, which they happen now, these people don't get that kind of money there for put spanning grants in anymore. They are going to consolidate all those finances for their own protection because they want to be protected. And within big business money they do now, if you look at the stock exchange, there's going to be a pattern, right, of investment. Because right now all them big businessmen, anybody where they do stock trading now, right now they're fronting computer, they're watching phone as frequent as possible for see the pattern how people invest. Right, for suicide the money they go, side the money not they go, and at this time around it can be very volatile.
So the confidence of the international investment
Yes.
companies
go
affect smaller economies like we own.
Absolutely. It's not only the confidence, the diversification of their funding, because now they look at side the money they and also they get money from, right? And so that business, that when an investor, we actually they invest in certain stocks. For instance, now because of this war, you know, if you look at military grade weapons and other things, and that stock don't increase, right? Because there's going to be the purchase of these things, right? So people go invest money, man, we get money, we get access, go invest more into those things. Food stuff, some man go invest more into those things, but other things and the way are going to be affected. And that money we go get, that excess money we go get for put per certain thing, you know, put on there. You go rather say nature they save me money for now hold on, keep me money for slash see what's in the gun. Because everything is so unstable at the moment. And economy like we is driven by cash, it's driven by every day. So if you're not getting kind of cash and you're not getting kind of money, then we are going to it's going to stifle our growth. It's going to stifle this economy as a whole. So the private sector is really not ready. We own private sector now. Really not ready yet for handle this type of shock.
What would they miss if you say the private sector really not ready for handle then kind of shock? Yeah.
Well, we miss a lot. We know we as a nation for really learn for focus on how for cushion external shocks. We haven't done that as a country. That's something we really need for do. And one thing we need for this is to be fiscally responsible. That's how you handle external shock. One thing is to be fiscally responsible. The money we get, I mean, allocate them well, use them for the right purposes. The second thing is improve. We export than import, right? We need for produce now, so because the more we produce, the more we get with you to go sell. The more we get within, the more we only owns to go out, and the more at least we get less dependency on the US dollar. So we need for really improvement, especially consumable goods like the rest of the eats, like the things that we use every day, every single day. We for figure out a way for good and not only that, because even America dependent on other nations. If we cannot do it, let's look. Not go too far. Let's look at West Africa now. What in Guinea they do? What in Ghana they do? What in Ghana they produce? Which in Nigeria they produce. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Dangote is right now building an oil refinery in Nigeria. I stand corrected on this. This go effectively means Nigeria now not only going to produce just the raw crude oil, and go to refine na Nigeria. We've also begin build access way pipe stem where they connect straight to Nigeria. So once them begin refine those oil, right, we can say, okay, but I don't go far again. We don't go all the way. We don't wait for go buy oil and that. So we can supply we now as a nation. This is something we will begin plan into at the moment.
Talking about oil, if oil producing country then take sides, how this alignment go affect smaller economies like Sierra Leone?
That's a good question, Khadija. The good thing is they're not excited yet. And the reason why I say this is because Iran vex. Iran right now, they bomb inside Saudi, one of them, Saudi the oil plant, and one of them biggest oil plants where they produce, I mean, the majority of the oil where they see really kind of side there. So we not see that consolidation yet. Them bomb inside Kuwait as well. And these are all oil giants, Qatar and all these guys. So Iran don't form all them potential allies and they don't bomb the oil. So they not get support from the oil giants there. So which is a good thing for us. Now, in a case Usai then we get the support of the Arab region and they all be come together, I mean, it's going to be a big issue for us. Because first of all, the first law of survival is self-preservation. Then we'll get for, first of all, try for preserve themselves. Keep enough oil, enough storage, for let them able to survive for the next 50 years, right? So, which essentially means waiting for go out of the country, they go. So we will depend on fuel, we get for struggle a lot. And which I think we head towards if we are not careful, because the dependency on oil and LNG is so great that if that supply they cut or that supply they reduce, we will see a lot of suffering. People will suffer a lot. I mean, we see the unabated increase in fuel prices. We're not to be any cause of external shock, not just because government decide for tax the oil companies and the oil companies decide for pull and pari, that price they go up. Now, this they come in once the oil price go up internationally, the price can go up. So if we expect say fuel price get for go up.
So which practical steps the government and other big business player them for take now if eventually they kind of predict say everything they can go up, it go up, let the citizen them not suffer.
Yeah.
Let governments able for cushion the situation and maybe reduce the burden on the ordinary citizens. What are some of the practical steps them from a business analyst point of view where you go say this now then the government for do now?
So quickly, I think what we can do for pivot is look for alternative source. That's one thing. It's going to be expensive because waiting exists right now cheaper and has been working. It's easy. So, however, there are alternative sources, forget some of these things from the business point of view. So we have to look for alternative sources. So down the way they go China, where they pass through Dubai, clearly, of course, flights are now, no flights don't pass through Dubai because of this, right? So flights will pass through other, transit points. It's going to be quite, a little bit expensive, but that's the alternative for business people. So they would rather use other transit points instead of using that Middle East. It's shorter for these companies. So, if, for instance, if you get your business now, you want to go, China or wherever you want to go buy Turkey or somewhere. No use in the Middle East. Even though you get for use another transit point, it's going to be expensive. What way than they come, of course, you get for can pull up at the customer, right? So anyhow we look at the customer, get for feel the pinch one way or the other. But if you talk about in the future, what they can do is, I think so from the government side, like I said earlier, it's very important that we build this economy in such a way that we go able to resist external shocks. And some of these ways for resist external shocks now we don't mention earlier, right? Number one, be fiscally responsible, investment into renewable energy, look at alternative means, forget some of these products that we get now within West Africa, within Africa as a whole, that we get the resources, control, the flow of the US dollar within the country as a whole, heavily regulates the flow of this USD. I mean, one person I not support. Yes, it provides job opportunities for these speculators, but I'm not supporting, having the dollar and then at the end. I mean, if we heavily regulate in such a way that it just stay within the banks. That way, so you get control of within the currency, within the gonna do, and now you control the price. Now you control, how you increase the price and how you decrease the price. So that's another thing we can do. And also for the oil, we look at now potentially just we have to look for another alternative. Forget oil. There are alternatives. I mean, US not the suffer for this. US get enough oil reserves, then get enough oil LNG reserves. We will last them for 100 years. They're not going to worry about that. So that's where we want to be. Build enough reserves, enough storage tanks for the host some of them, or get the oil layer. So we get enough. We go last week at least for like a whole 6 months or a whole year.
The way how
you
the
know.
things unfold, it's difficult for let somebody determine, say, sometimes this go end just now, it's not possible.
yeah.
The way things unfold as time they go. Apart from the economic impact, if this continue, like how it go so between the US, Israel, and Iran, if it continue in the future, any security concerns the way go for Camoids for country them na Africa?
That's a good question, Mabel. What's Iran they do now? The reason why they bomb Dubai, Qatar, Saudi, now because they claim say they get US bases then they. So according to them, they target US bases. So they are targeting US bases in all the neighboring countries. They're not getting technology, the military technology for bombing inside America. They're not getting military technology for bomb specific side in the Pentagon or Texas. Right? So what they do, they say, okay, well, Unawe gets American bases with a bomb inside it. So that's how these people, that's how they all become collateral damage. Now the fear is we get now we ocean we get military base. The US they use some of our military base now. Who's guarantee we get say Iran will just turn some one of them ICBMs and send an so and can't bomb now. I mean there are no guarantees because right now they don't let loose over 12 countries and they don't bomb so already. So they are bombing everywhere. So we're not getting any guarantee for say they're not going to send the ICBMs and so we go reach now. Even though yes, you know, when you look at it far away, it is too far. I mean, not more guarantee all day. So perhaps they go use their submarines. No, yeah, just as they go use the submarines and for send the ICBM now because they get submarines.
That's what we should be concerned.
No, it's
right?
Iran. That's the thing. It's Iran. Iran they bomb military
We
bases.
don't get anything of interest.
We really not get. We not get. Really, we that's the one thing about we not get hands in this. But that's the problem with war. The problem with war is you don't know, you can't tell, and this war we don't know when it will end. Because Iran they're ready, according to them. In fact, Trump called it yesterday for negotiate. They say no, we need to negotiate. Yeah, we're not ready for talk because another we depend where you got become bomb, so we're not ready for negotiate. And then we're not ready for fights. We don't know how long this will go. So we pray that nothing or each we or any of the regions around there. We pray see we are not affected directly. At least like in that way, economically, yes, we are going to be definitely directly affected.
Yeah,
But
you
military,
talk about business people, them we can go buy goods that China through Dubai. If these routes, these shipping routes, be disrupted by the conflicts in the Middle East now, how that's going to affect we supply chain and food security in alone? Yeah,
and we really not really get to the point level is how we food secure right now at the moment. We are working towards it, based on which I don't the area, which I don't the sea, but we are not there yet. And eventually we are going to be seriously affected. So that's a good question. And the problem is, would that be get rest in a store right now? Because it gets boku rest in a store, it go keep her. And you go see anything. I get for ration with food now. Now if we eat 5 cup rice, we get for cut down to 1 cup rice. So it's going to be effectively bokumange for trying for manage what he get. And we
best price they go if possible.
So the mathematics where them be do way be led way the Minister of Trade and also the Chief Minister them be champion for manage the cost. I think when push comes to shove, we'd expect an increment in price if this continues like this. If that then shipping routes and trade routes and they're affected, we will expect say yes price. If it is continue for the next 2 weeks, price will go up. And then obviously.
Marco, waiting then what they are so they teach country them like Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Where one go say we get everything.
Yeah.
But yet still we still depend on outside for even getting for it.
Yeah.
The government the champion about feed salon.
Yeah.
But yet still we depend on imports.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with depending on another country. The problem we get in this country is the over-reliance on, the things that they come out. This is the biggest problem. And I've done enough for really work towards as a nation. We over-reliant on, I mean, we import everything. Everything. We know to produce anything. And even the minerals what we produce, we know they get enough from them. We know they even refine them. We know they even try to produce things from them. So I think we want to get to also we want to get to. Now then the first we supposed to do. Because this is over time, if we in a country where we're proactive, we're not reactive. And that's one thing I've always said about we Sierra Leoneans. We're reactive instead of proactive. Like give you example. So man they can be lost now, so right? Any bill any gutter or any access way for the water pass. If the bill was confirmed, those might be 5 but access will not for the water pass, or in case fire, it will block the access road for the fire to campus. They will build something inside it. And then anything that happen now, when problems strike, now they tell you begin to sit down, meals don't bomb, fire force no come, water don't kill one kind of pala, They begin to cry. And at the time I go begin think, I go begin first of all, Papa government can help, forgetting that you made that decision. So something if we don't do and think ahead before saying, let put the plans in place. That protects myself from these things. You not think about it. Instead, you wait until the problem comes. We are more a reactive nation than a proactive nation. We don't learn this long time ago, like after we war, how the war destroy and damage we. And because of we over-reliant on, import, we don't really begin for put plans in place, for begin do the right things then, we go protect we from external shocks. We see how much COVID affects the entire universe, we see how much the Ukraine war affects, we affect where it start, right, in 2021. We don't already learn from this and say, we really need for serious about protecting the people of this country for make them not plunge into further suffering in case of these external shocks, because we're not in control of, we need to produce oil in our nation. So we're not in control of what's in the happen at any country in the day. But we were able to build enough systems in place for protect ourselves, we go serve this nation. We get food storage facilities now. We not get better food storage facilities now. You about you go out and they pour it after a couple of days. You certain food products you put on we not get because we not get if you look at these warehouses, they're not actually designed for keep some of these food products for long term. And these are kind of like low hanging fruits. Why we not get electronic storage facilities powered by renewable energy, right? All these we're gonna market to man already where they sell the market say. Also they go keep them products there. Now unsafe, unsanitary places where breeze not the pass inside this. Before my other about some poil, before my other mango on poil, before my other pineapple on poil.
As a business development consultant, this now not to pay you for this consultancy, but just like when they get to discussion, this is also for like instill fear upon the people and so on. I forget to say thing go bad off, but expectations because of waiting to happen at the Middle East. What do you go say to people and waiting for the do at this time? Not to like for the one way they sell for go hide you market to, but for just preparing people their mind say in case then can continue. Now this and this una for the do now.
Well, businessman already they know them P's and Q's as I'm speaking. Like all my idea, all man they listen, all man know what's in the go on, all man don't begin scared. Potentially they want for, like I said, the first rule of survival is self-preservation. They want for preserve themselves first. I need to forget to eat. I need to forget to eat. So right now, the businessman potentially they think about how to survive first. And then have to keep the business going. But at the same time, they don't want to run out of business, right? And so they keep they really keep everything very close. It's just like a way if kata can get small business, which they do the first thing they get in business was the Ola. So that's what they're doing now. So now they're kind of like waiting to see what's going to happen next. What's going to happen with the pricing. So if somebody begets, for instance, if one businessman begets, how they sell yes, for example, they get 10 bag risk right now. If you go ask them for rest now, they sell like the Ola because you don't know what's going to happen with the price. They want to make money. But at the same time, you want for sell and then it run out of supply, right? And the one with the counter right now, they say they're scared and they wait because potentially, once the insurance companies increase the price on the one with the counter and on the ships with the counter, then definitely then Sega will pay higher prices. And now the banks them back, we usually now they can go take loans. The banks them back, they're scared for saying, if I can't give this man the loan, how it will for pay me back with all this war and waiting they go on, so sales they can't reduce. So everything right now is uncertain at the moment. So what me will advise businessman them for do, and what them will potentially do. Pay attention to what's happen at the world. Really pay attention. Not just say, the news now for so bad news and they listen. No, pay attention. And once you pay attention to what's that happen at the world, it'll help you for plan better with your own resource, with you which you get. Right? You're able to plan your finances. You don't know when for go invest, when for go buy. Because now if you don't go put your money, you don't go buy. Potentially you're not gonna forget supply anytime recently for being sell to people them. And the price they automatically change. And now you are affected. You're not getting new produce or new goods for sale to people them. So you need to pay attention to it they go on. And then you anticipate. That's what these stock traders and stock exchange traders do. Then they watch the news. Then they know exactly. Then they predict say this thing will happen. And if then they predict say this thing will happen, they know when for invest. They know when for pull back the money. So that's what I would advise to
So is it true that business people always they take advantage of situation?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is a capitalist state. Sierra Leone is a capitalist state. It's driven by free economy. And free economy, it just means the external forces that they dictate the demand and supply, and people take advantage all the time. This is happen all over the world, all the time, and because it's a capitalist state, and it means if something happen and I find out say the supply not there, I increase my price because I get her, and for like get more money. It's not moral. It's not moral and not moralistic, but it's just money. It's just the principle of economics.
Why, like so many times when crisis happen, we suppose for make prices go up, but when the crisis come to a halt, the prices they don't go back to how they be used for day.
It's normal.
We make a lot of people in this and say business people and are deceitful people.
It's just economics. I mean, it's not so shallow no more. It happens. It happen all over the world. Usually once the price peak, right, and even if the supply, I mean, there is an increase in supply of the art products there, you will find out that they will still maintain the price. The price level. Now, usually, waiting supposed for drive and down according to the principle of economics now more competition. If you get more people we get that same thing and then me they sell and lower because I know say me price points are lower than you own. You the customer they can buy to me with my own price point lower than you own, and I still make me profits. So the only solution to that now the forces, right? 90 dictate them. People then naturally go continue for make more money because they want to make more money. But if you get competition, you get more people. So for instance, if this cup, right, the price go up right now, we will get this fight. So if they sell on 10,000 euros and then this supply reduce, the cup go up to 15,000 euros, right? Then all man begin sell on 15,000 euros, right? You will find out see will they go buy 2 or 3. But also the world don't know now. Supply don't increase. Then the demand for them still maintain the same line. Okay, and then somebody else can. I they sell you this cup 10,000 because actually the price and the cost will reduce. Me they sell on 10,000. If a buyer they can buy, they can buy 15,000. No, if they go buy to the way they sell on 10,000 because they buy on cheaper, and the way they sell at 10,000 still able making markup, still able making profit, and not the loss because the price potential and the cost for producer and reduce and it available. And so what's in the happen now because I they see that they sell on 10,000 all money go buy to her, I they reduce my price because I want to let the cup go. So basically, now that can make price they go down the forces. But if you say it depend on human morality and people in decision for reduce the price, you can never get that. It work.
So as it is now, all brace up.
Yes, we have to. We really have to brace up. And now it's not the time to spend on unnecessary things. Now it's not the time for go buy a new motor car. Now it's not the time to spend on liabilities. Now it's not the time to spend on things that we don't want. Now it's not the time for give person money safe and kalo. Now is the time for which you save her. At the moment, you save them, you make sure say you invest them into something where they give quick returns. Something where they count money immediately. Now you decide to invest that into now. And you at all costs reduce your expenses. Take out thinking a fast money, so all the club with all close. You know, we'll begin to spend unnecessary one. So you wait and see
But
what
it
will
affects
happen.
back the local economy.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because if the one who plan spend now, you advise them from
Well,
business point. Say, Lord, my always get.
because of the uncertainty, you know, I understand what you mean. The flow of money will
Yeah,
make
and
you
small
get.
business
You
as
understand?
well.
Small business they need them, but like I say, you will still spend, but you will spend no more judiciously. You will still spend. You will still buy necessary things. Because really, waiting can happen most of the time. When they spend on unnecessary things, and these unnecessary things now can make you put in a very tight spot. So you can still buy necessary things, food stuff, you know, medical stuff, things that we could just save, and then try for C and wait for C before you do anything at the moment. But now enough for base, so Lord just base up.
So that is advice they go for is we the citizen or even the government as well.
Well, yeah, citizen. For the government themselves, we yes, I think they need to be very fiscally disciplined at the moment.
But not today we begin that where government they say they become fiscally disciplined,
Yeah.
but yet still
Yeah.
with the issues of we go for go back to the IMF, the World Bank for go big day.
Yeah, I mean, and we
In
look-
fact, and even the good conditions.
yeah.
Removing subsidies.
So the reason why they even increase, for people who don't know, the reason why they increased the tax on oil products and all oil products, now because governments be wants that IMF money. And IMF say we need for promise and say we can pay back our loans by increasing
The extended credit facility.
exactly. And IMF say we need for pay back our loans. We need for demonstrate so we can pay back our loans by increasing our revenue, revenue mobilization, right, internally. And so government say, okay, well, no problem. We can do that, and then they increase the tax on on oil products, and automatically oil products increase. And then what happen? Then prove to them say on average, I think governments they make $155,000 per day, right? Approximately, because we look at almost I think at 230,000 or so liters of fuel now we consume per day in this country. So if you do the calculation, you do the math about $155,000, now then they save per day, right? Somebody can check that and confirm it. It's not exact, but if you get that money per day from just taxes, you don't prove to them so you can actually mobilize local resource, and that is the counter effect, because they want that extended credit facility today. So is it a good thing for the economy? Probably not. But is it a good thing for the people? No, because eventually it don't make your lives even harder. But if you're doing that, you don't get that money there. If they utilize the money, then do the money well, then puts the money in the right place, then puts the money, for the right purposes. We might benefit, we might enjoy it, but we need some assurance that actually they can utilize this money well.
All right, many thanks. We'll join with this morning, like always, for can give you business expertise, especially now with the crazy things that were there for the war na the Middle East. Well, that's now Moko Suleiman Bangura. We're now a business consultant and also a business analyst. Don't tell we waiting at some of the effects them of the war where they are now between Iran and that of the United States as this war will escalate to other region them where they part of the Gulf region, as we all know, now the oil and other petroleum products and the commodity come down na country that exalon. Eventually, it get for be affected. People for expect increase in prices of oil products and safe that of things they when they import for it come out from other country them. Well, we'll continue to look at some of the issues there. So we'll try to get the Ministry of Trade where na then they for regulate the prices na the market, how they go ensure say business people not take advantage of this current situation. Well, now they end the breakfast show for today. Many thanks to all we join we. Many thanks to you send your text message. You continue for share all we contents that we produce for now. Many thanks one for say we appreciate. And Mina Khadija Bangura say have a lovely day.
All right, and many thanks to the production team. We make this edition of the Breakfast Show meet you. Until we meet again, Mabel Kabadi, so get a good day and goodbye.
Building tomorrow today with Right Move. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Right Move Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Right Move, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Right Move Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
It's Labor Day. After all the grind, stress, and queries at the office, it's time to ease your brain, laugh out loud, and feel like the CEO. Larger with Kindo and my hustle will make sense on Labor Day, Friday, May 1st, 2026. Venue, prestigious Pinto Money Hotel, 7 p.m. Ticket prices: 500 millions. Answer: 1,000 millions. I mean, table for 4, 10,000 millions. A deal, table for 8, 20,000 millions. You don't buy yourself plenty. Now come and laugh. No excuse. Media partner Liberty Online TV and cooked by Eminence Africa.
I say, it don't make sense. I don't make sense.